This weekend, the Radical Challenge Championship heads to Snetterton in Norfolk. We've got 3 races in prospect. The championship battle continues between Dominic Jackson and Jerome Sadelier, but very tricky conditions indeed for qualifying mean that it's a jumbled grid for the first race at least, with a number of drivers finding just how much runoff area Snetterton really had. There are some newcomers as well this weekend, including Aron Gudmundsson from Iceland.
I'm from Iceland. I started to do some go-kart when I was little. So after that I have been driving a lot of things in Iceland, snowmobile, buggies, jet skis, rallying and so on. But we have never had an asphalt track in Iceland until now. This is the first summer we will run on amateur track. But I have been driving SR3 mostly on Ascari in Spain. And it has always been a dream for me to race on asphalt. So this is a dream come true for me. I have not much experience in the wet, but I like it. But I think it went well, so I'm happy. I am doing at this weekend Snetterton, and then I will go to Spa and then to Silverstone.
In my sort of career, if you like, I've been doing a huge variety from Fun Cup, even to GT3 cars, current GT3 cars, a huge variety of cars that I drive. Never done any prototype cars or anything with huge aero, and it was just something I've always wanted to try and have a go with the Radical. It seems to be the best option, especially in the UK, to try out. And Velo were good enough to give me an opportunity, and after that I couldn't really refuse a late deal. And yeah, I thought we'd come and have a go. Just done qualifying and qualified third, a little bit off the pace really, but happy with third. Probably not happy with how far off pole we was, but you know, third's not a bad return really.
I've raced in the past with the VRCC in the Porsche Championship for a few years, and then I moved to the Bricard Championship, the Endurance Championship, and took a few years off, and then I'm coming back now. And I always wanted to race proto, and I thought Radical would be the right step in that direction. So qualifying for me this morning was almost like a testing session, so a bit of a challenge. So I'm very much learning about the car. It's a steep learning curve. So I'm looking forward to the 2 races this afternoon, because there's more seat time, and my objectives for this afternoon will be to finish all the races. In fact, it'll be my objectives for the entire weekend.
Yeah, it was a tricky session because we had a circuit that it wasn't so much drying, but the standing water was disappearing and it was going to a greasy base. And just, you know, knowing that everyone can improve as each lap goes on, it was just about pushing every lap as if it was the only lap. Most of the session I had a gap of a second, just under, just over, so I was trying to manage that, and that's why on my last lap I really went, you know, continued to go for it, knowing that somebody could make a jump in pace, and it turns out that lap was a particularly good one, so I'm really pleased with the gap from first to second.
Race 1 of the weekend is a 50-minute race, and Dominic Jackson will start on pole position with Jerome Sadelier alongside. Newcomer Marcus Klassen is on row 2 with Jack Constable for company, ahead of Brian Cordwell and Spencer Bourne. Then Jason Rishover and John McLeod are ahead of Brian Murphy and Aron Gudmundsson. Elliot Goodman will go from row 6 alongside Peter Brooks, then it's John McRae. Behind him, John Cordwell, Rod Goodman, Olli Maritiotto, and it is Guillaume Gruchet who will round out the grid. The field then now creeping its way up towards the completion of this rolling start lap. If the race director is happy, the lights will go from red out, and then the race will be underway. Who's going to make the best start? Jackson on pole in the black car, Jerome Sadelier lining up alongside him. They creep their way up towards the lighting gantry. The lights in a moment will be switched out to get the race underway now, and away they go with a good start by Jack Constable from the second row of the grid. He tries to dart out and get past Jerome Sadelier. Up the inside goes the red car and Marcus Klassen, a demon getaway for the Radical newcomer. Into riches they go for the first time. Everybody pouring through the right-hander, and now up towards the hairpin at Wilson. It is Jerome Sadelier who leads. Right on his tail is Dominic Jackson in the black car. He brakes late, he goes a little bit deep into the corner as well, and that might, in fact, offer an opportunity up to Marcus Klassen. Let's see. Heading down towards Palmer's for the first time through turn 3, and then that short run up towards Agostini. Through the infield they turn. So the race leader is Jerome Sadelier. He comes here second in the championship. He took 1 race win at Donington, and he's trying to break away now as the cars accelerate down Bentley Straight for the first time. Decidedly it is up front. Jackson runs second, and these two edging away. But the way that these endurance races work within the championship, the better you do in the previous race, the longer you spend in the pits for the next one. So a basic pit stop in this race is 59 seconds, but Decidedly will have to stop for 69 seconds and Jackson for 79 seconds. That's pit in to pit out, loop to loop. That means that Marcus Clutton in third place will be 20 seconds better off compared to Jackson when we get through the pit stop. So as long as he stays with them, he's in a really good position here for a good result. The two leaders nose to tail over the line here. Saturday has the advantage, and bearing in mind that he's giving away 20 seconds in the pit stops, Dominic Jackson has got his work cut out. He was a double winner here last year as well. In third place you've got Marcus Clutton. He's raced in all sorts of things over the years. He's also helped teams. He's been an occasional engineer with the Speedworks touring car team. He's won in the GT4 European Series in Chevrons, you name it, he's done it. He's been very quick in the cars as well. 94 is Ollie Maratiotto Jr., and he's busy squabbling at the moment, as you can see, because right there with him is Spencer Bourne. Here are the race leaders. Jerome Decidedly it is that's got the advantage. All of these cars with Suzuki 1500cc engines, four-cylinder engines that is. They'll do 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds, 147 miles an hour top speed, and they get 6 Hankook tyres per event to manage over the course of the weekend. Out of Brundle and Nelson comes Jerome Decidedly. He's hanging onto the race lead, but he's not getting away. Dominic Jackson is staying with him. He runs really wide through Bombhole there, does Jackson. Now into the right at Coram. Can Jerome Decidedly extend this advantage? Let's see. Down they come towards the completion of the lap. But there, the property development man, Dominic Jackson, going with the race leader. Up towards the timing line they come now. Jackson, the reigning champion, hunting down Jerome Decidedly. And there is Spencer Bourne, who is also busy trying to get himself up through the order here. Spencer Bourne, graduate of Radical SR1s. He came into that in 2016. He's on the back then here, as you can see, of the opposition as they come up towards the timing line once more. That's Aron Gudmundsson just up ahead of him, the Icelandic driver, learning about the car, learning about the circuit all the time as they come past the pits now. The lead gap, though, is going up a little bit. Jerome Decidedly is getting away from Dominic Jackson. They're in the traffic. They've just put a lap on the Frenchman, Guillaume Gruchet. And then in third place is Marcus Clutton. There he is. Now Clutton is doing a good job here. He's staying with the leaders pretty much. He's going to gain a whole heap of time back on the pit stops, no question about that. The pit window is between 20 and 30 minutes. There is Gruchet, turning his way now down towards the completion of the lap. He's about to lose another lap as the quicker cars come streaming by. That's Jack Constable, who made a decent start. But Jack Constable, third in the championship, has dropped away a little bit over the opening few laps here. So the leaders pour over the line. Jack Constable in the Hart GT entry goes through. Moves himself up ahead of Guillaume Gruchet. So there is Constable trying to bring down the gap against the leading trio. Through the Wilson hairpin he turns now. There's Gruchet, a lap down, learning about the car. Over the timing line, the next battle comes through. Brian Murphy, fourth in the championship. And then behind him, 23, Jason Rishover there. Rishover started a row ahead, but he's dropped back behind the experienced Murphy. More battles go on. Maratiotto Jr. losing out there. Up past him goes Peter Brooks. So pretty much everybody at the moment finding someone to race against. But Jerome Decidedly's target is to try to build this lead over Dominic Jackson in second place. Jackson way up the curb. We've seen it coming out of Bombhole. Now he's doing it coming out of the S's. He's trying very hard indeed, no question about it. Through Coram comes Jerome Decidedly then. So this is the race leader. Decidedly looking good at the moment. Started racing in 2017 in the Radical SR1 Cup. He moved into the Radical Challenge last year. And now he's trying to get away from Dominic Jackson. Hugo de Sadelier, Jerome's brother, regular LMP racer. Dad Stanislas de Sadelier, very competitive sports car racer back in the 90s. There's Jack Constable going through. He too is still hustling on in pursuit of the leading battle. There's Owen Goodmanson getting on with the job. Still learning, still developing, and welcoming, no doubt, drier track conditions for the race than they had in qualifying, the first of 3 races. Now, the pit window will be open imminently. The teams are ready with new slicks, new wets. There are 1 or 2 rather leaden clouds hovering over the circuit, but the pit stops will be cycled through very shortly as the blue car of Brian Cordwell goes through bomb hole here. Out of Coram. Cordwell about to put a lap here on Maritiotto Jr. And the pit window is open. The board is there to say that at the end of your next lap you can come in and serve the regulation pit stop. Diving through on the inside goes 66, Brian Cordwell. Picks up track position. And there is confirmation. The pit window is open, and so now we're going to see whether the drivers elect to get it out of the way early or go a long way into the stint. There's the race leader. It is Jerome de Sadelier who leads race 1 here at Snetterton. The pit stops are imminent.